We are live. Hello, everybody. I'm a little late, but better late than never. I have on my white shirt in appreciation of being a white boy. No, I'm just, it's hotter than hell out here. And I got the air on and all that, but the Bay Area is engulfed boy, do you like that word? I used a big word, engulfed. Um, in a heat wave. And the great thing about living out here, and why people put up with all the crap and the taxes and the crazy people and the homeless and all the things that are California, is the fact that we have fog, we have ocean and air that is very breathable, and it's a very lovely symmetry of things that a lot of you don't get to experience out there. So, in any event, look, this is going to be you dictate the time. If I get a lot of people that want to take part in all this stuff, then we'll keep it whenever, we'll go past a few minutes. If, on the other hand, a lot of you probably are having dinner, or maybe you're making love to whomever, or you're settled in on a movie or something. And I didn't really tease this that much. So I know many of you didn't take I don't want to say my advice, but in an earlier broadcast, I said that it's late Saturday night on the East Coast. It's the middle of the night. Not the middle of the night. What am I talking about? In the Central Time Zone. There's my manager, my would-be boss, my Pamela, the very married Pam Arnold, who is very incognito. She's very adept and quiet, and she runs me, ladies and gentlemen. She's kind of like my what was the show? The Avengers, was it? Diana Rigg played. I forgot the character all of a sudden, but anyway, yeah, Pam's a very powerful person. If you're just kind of joining us, she's here in her very, very sultry Saturday night clothing. I'm just saying that because I have no idea what the hell she's wearing. I assume it's very sultry, so I said sultry. And I had a very powerful, well, I think, earlier Saturday evening broadcaster, which I pretty much outed, my feelings about the Ron and Jan and Laura situation. And it is, decent. A lot of people thought it was compelling and all. I didn't do it for that reason. I did it because it was on my mind. I thought it would be an appropriate time when is it not appropriate to come out and say what was on my mind. And I spoke at great length about not only the Laura Lowenstein, Ron Owens, Ron Lowenstein, Jan Black, who's somebody, Liz Naylor, whatever the hell she is. I didn't even know for years and years and years that she had a Jan Black name. So shows you how I'm in tune sometimes and all that. But a lot of these people in the media, in showbiz, which it is kind of showbiz, they do have different names. They have, the proverbial Hollywood stage name, and then they have their own name, which, that's fine. My real name is Ricardo Montalban. No, it's my real name is Lieberman. It's a very Jewish name. And look at me. I'm kind of, do you like to do stubble look? I just, ladies, I know you have to, well, I don't have to, but the legs and all that, men, some can get away with it, the proverbial 5 o'clock shadow. Some cannot. I just basically was absolutely lazy and didn't, do this today. And I just didn't want to shave, right? And the razors, by the way, the electric razors, they don't do the job. You got that dirty look, and it gets some of the beard off and all that. But that tagline on one of them was like years ago when they used to advertise. I still have this itch, and don't make jokes or assume that I do something I don't. I have no idea what it is. Okay, it's a proverbial eternal itch, and I don't know. So whatever. I'm all over the place. This is a story of my life. Okay, I can't keep it focused. Focused. Keep it focused. It sounds like the beginning of one of those. When you go to a hotel and there's like a seminar or something, and you get something in the mail, and it says, "Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we'd like you to come and listen to Dr." I'm just making this up, but it's like this. Dr. Elaine Cardinali. She's going to talk about faith and focusedness, and we want you to come. We're going to serve you dinner, which is on us, but you have to come to the focus thing. And you usually go to some, seedy, not seedy, it's a hotel, and they give you the meal, and you have to put up with all the crap. It's like, shit that you probably would not listen to or hear otherwise. But, that roast beef and the turkey, even for your vegetarians, it's a good gig, right? Anyway, so they do all these. Tonight, we're going to focus on you and me, and we're going to talk about the power of positive thinking. It's just shit like that I believe what people will do to eat complimentary roast beef or chicken or, something like that. But a lot of people out there that are willing to go to the local, whatever the shit, motel, hotel that they usually have it. And it's basically, we're hungry and we want to eat. So we'll put up with focus. Tonight, we're going to talk about Lisa and Denny. Denny had the habit of touching himself, even in the most non-committed nocturnal situation. He was focused, but for the wrong reason. Why am I talking British? I have no idea why, but when you talk British, folks, you can say the most retarded thing and be positively elegant and persuasive and all that, and people will listen to you simply because you have a very British accent. You can, again, say really stupid stuff, but if it's a British, like, for example, I'm just making this up, but seashells on the seashore, gooby gooby goo. Whereas if you said it normal, seashells on the seashore, gooby gooby goo. What sounds better, right? The British, because you said it in a British accent, and Rich is called. I'm talking to myself in the third. Rich has the hands going tonight. All right, so there. You guys here? Oh yeah, we got somebody who's in the room. Hi, Rich. Hello, Pam. Or as Walter Cronkite would say, "Good evening, everybody. This is Walter Cronkite. I'm speaking to you from heaven, where I just ripped a fast one. Hello, and I'm saying hi to Pam Arnold. All right, hello, Pam. We've got Karen. Is that Karen? Karen Demars? Hi there, Rich. Hi. I got a lot of chicks here, guys. Do you like my Elvis white shirt? Hey, everybody. How you doing? Hello, everybody. Okay. So we got Pam. This is manager. Oh yeah, I'm his manager. And you're more than that, Pam. You very married chick. Pam, you not only look marvelous, Pammy, but you are marvelous. All right, who else we got? Let's see here. Deanna, God, I'm losing it. The Awk Bird. I don't get that. Oh, she's got an exclamation point. Good evening, Rich. That's from, let's see, who's that? Whoever. And then we have Karen. Once again, Karen. Our newspapers does the letter to the editor exist anymore? Subscribers used to know about the latest Owens family. I don't know. I don't think anybody writes letters anymore. I have to do it online and all that. And I've given up with papers. And it's just not feasible anymore. The written newspaper, of course. We're all into this digital world that we're in and all that. So I hope I answered your question. Are there all women in here right now? Pretty much. And I like that. I like women control me. I'm kind of a subservient kind of a guy. I like powerful women. I've said that to my manager and my future ex-wife after she leaves her husband. Women have been known to do that with me. And then they look at me and they go, it's kind of like a 60 Minutes thing. Did you hear that? Okay, I do sound effects now too. No, I have been rejected, ladies, by more times than the Three Little Pigs. Okay, Oh, by the way, somebody stole my wallet today, my identity. Now they have no life, so good for them. No, they didn't. I just was using an old joke. Who else? Oh, somebody just sent money, money, money. Lots of money keeps the rich man going. Thank you very, very much from Pam. $4.99. That'll buy me like a Dunkin' Donut with stale coffee. But thanks, Pam. You're very lovely. Pam, if you leave your husband, which I suggest that you do, I want you to call me and breathe very, very heavily and you go, Rich. I tried phone sex too, One time I had a girlfriend, allegedly, and I called phone sex, and the woman says on the other end, she goes, not tonight, I've got an earache. One way over the rainbow. Okay. I'm making no sense. Look at folks, this is what you get, right? How much did it cost you to get in the room, as I always say? $5. What do you killed you to do another 5 or 7? The first person who goes beyond $20, I want my money. Or as the character Cuba Gooding Jr. before he's been fucked up lately. Remember the movie Jerry Maguire? Remember, Jerry, show me the money. Show me the money. Remember that? Yeah, it's $5. No, I'm kidding. Pam, you're a beautiful woman. Go take your husband's wallet, get out a credit card, and for God's sakes, no, don't. What do we have? That'll never happen, Rich. Yeah, I know. Thanks. Women love to kind of tell men, like, in your dreams. That's the women's national anthem. I recently spoke to a woman and I told her that I looked like George Clooney, right? And she's blind, legally blind. So, I could have gone Brad Pitt. I could have gone Pete Giddings. I could have gone anybody, pick somebody that you love and admire and all that. I went with George Clooney. And she's like, oh, and then the line was, I'm very married. I go, I wasn't trying to pick you up, okay? Look at me. I couldn't score now if I was in a woman's prison with a fistful of pardons. Come on, look at me. Look at me. You know what? This is for all of you women. The most romantic thing a woman ever said to me in bed was, you sure you're not a cop? That's my life. And you guys wonder, why isn't he talking about Ron and Laura and all that? I said my whole, fakakta thing about it. Look, I'm not going to be YouTube guy or just be neutral. Somebody else is sending money. Show me the money. Oh, yeah. Anybody goes over 20, I'm going to do all my impressions, like for you and you only. So you'll get a phone call. Like, remember the old popcorn number you would call all the time? At the tone, the time is 7:24 and 15 seconds. At the tone, the time is 7:24 and 30 seconds. I used to have a crush on that woman's voice. Then I eventually found out, guys and girls, that it was like a computerized voice. Then they did replace it with a woman's voice. And that was when, we had no computers, or we did, but nobody knew about them. And it was some woman that's all she did. They used her voice, and you called popcorn, which I believe, does it still exist? Anybody know out there? I don't think so. But she had a real sexy voice, in my opinion. What do we got here? Are you any? This is Deanne, the auto bird. Are you any handler? Oh, are you my handler? Well, baby, do you want me to be your handler? I want you to put some pumps on my beautiful Deanne. By the way, I might as well get it out of the way. Okay. Now, I'm an older Jewish guy, but I got good credit. Good credit. Blood tests are available. So, I've never been in any kind of like sexually transmitted diseases, because look at me. But no, I've had experiences with women, mostly, women that came out of penitentiaries and looked at me and said, he really is fucked up. No, but I've never killed anybody. I've never hurt anybody. Well, never stolen, never, I'm a fairly together guy in that regard. I know a lot of women have men or women. And by the way, I don't freak out about women who have other women as their, girlfriends and all that. See, men don't get that. And men view that, ladies, and you'll agree with me on this probably. They think that that's like a sexual thing. Oh my God, I think I'm going to watch. They don't get, to me, fine. You can love whatever or whomever. Look, if you can't find the love you want, then love the one you're. Anyway, so no, my thing is, I meet people, mostly, basically bad people and crazy people. And I've always said, look, I've had my issues in life, Oh, he's just using the comedy as a smokescreen. He has very demented thoughts. No, I don't. I don't. I've met women and we've had relationships and all that, and I couldn't score. Even if I was the normal, guy that was out and, brushed my teeth, flossed, was not necessarily even a good looking guy, but just a basic looking guy, 60-ish, still young at heart. And available to the right winner. But and I'm not trying. I really am not. I'll get to the Ron and Laura thing in a minute. So relax. You guys are all, what are you going to talk about? What we want to talk about. This is what you get. And the room is filling up good. But I my luck is not that great right now. I met a woman the other day. I go to this little coffee cafe, right? Where the assholes walk in, the guys with their fucking earphones that are about the size of the fucking Pacific Ocean. And they set up shop, right? With their computers and their ears. And they sit there and order $2 coffees. It drives me fucking insane. Like, who the fuck are you? Is this your office? And look, I'm not one of these corporate assholes. Oh, get out of here. And that's fine. But I agree with Starbucks for once. You come in here, you set up shop. We're going to have computers and here. Anyway, where was I at? Yeah. Oh, so I'm going in the little coffee place. And I ordered, what was my order? Oh, yeah. Cafe Olay, which is basically coffee with milk, foamed milk. If I ordered a coffee and just regular milk, right, it'd be like $5. I order a coffee Olay. It was like $7.50. They have to steam it. So anyway, it's a ripoff, but I pay it. So I'm sitting there and this woman walks in. She looks like she's about 25. Cute, straight off the central casting of a Woody Allen movie. And we're talking. It's just chit chat. She asked if she could sit next to me. And I immediately went, no, I didn't do that. But she sat down and she's writing. She has a pen, no computer. Cute as a devil, right? I look at the ring finger, no ring finger. But I figure she's got to have, if she doesn't have, and that's what it is these days, right? Women, the girlfriend, she's from the East Coast. I said, you can't be from California, right? She goes, Ooh, how'd you know that? I could just tell. So it turns out I thought Jersey or like a burb somewhere, it turns out she's from Stamford, Connecticut, right? And her name was Alex. I mean, just I'm like trying to hold back, right? And I was good. You guys would be very, very impressed. I'm not trying to pick her up. She's sitting next to me. She's got a longhand notebook, old school writing, and I don't know how we got to age or whatever. And it turns out she was 23. She was 39. She looked 23. Acted like a doll, and she was and I told her what I did and all that I was the naked guy on YouTube that got no, I didn't do that. I said I'm an opinioner. I do opinions and all that. Anyway, long story short, I said I gave her my number, and she was kind of coyish at the end, like I'm going to call this guy. But I've always, you guys remember the movie with Steve Martin and Claire? Was it Claire Danes or Dune? Claire Danes, called Shop Girl, where he's like about a 55-year. This movie was out like about 15 years ago. Great movie, great. He plays this bachelor who's kind of eccentric. He like 55-year-old guy, right, a millionaire. And he meets at a Nordstrom kind of a Macy's place this woman who is Claire Danes, who's positively, I mean, in my book, it would be called a beautiful shiksa. Look it up if you know what a shiksa is. She's pretty. She sells gloves at this store. And she's seeing a guy in the movie, Claire Danes, who's some goofball. She has sex with a guy. It's her boyfriend, right? And he's probably in his 20s. So the movie, again, those of you who have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Great movie. Those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, go on YouTube, plug for YouTube, look up Shop Girl, Steve Martin, Claire Danes. And anyway, it's a love story, and it's very charming, and it's very cool. So I'm sitting there, back to me, with this woman, and she's 39. I'm not, I'm early 60s. So it's not as if I'm, 50 and she's 22, which wouldn't be a bad idea, by the way. Just kidding. This is Andy Rooney. Why does Rich constantly act like a pervert? Doesn't sound like one. Could be kind of educational if he shut the hell up and just talked. But I'm Andy Rooney, and I'm up in heaven, and I'm trying to do yeoman's work for Rick. All right, back to what I was talking about. So anyway, I gave her my phone, and I said, here, you're not going to call me. And I told this to this friend of mine, one of the few friends that I have. He goes, why did you do that? Negativity. Because she's not going to call me. This happened on Wednesday, right? And did somebody throw me cash? Oh, $1.99. Thanks, Pam. Aren't you? Well, isn't that special? Now you're up to $6.99. Ooh, big spender. My future manager, Pam Arnold, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up for Pamalama, Pamsky, Wensky, got a little Lemsky. All right. So I'm with this woman, and I mean, I told her, I said, you look like Woody Allen, a Woody Allen character, because you're cute. And I don't mean that in a pejorative way, a sexist way. You are. You're beyond. Girls, ladies, when a man says you're cute, that's better than beautiful. Beautiful is a generic term. It's so overused. I know people have told me that I'm beautiful, mostly prison guards and authorities. Oh, Will Robinson, Da, 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 da. I had a crush, by the way, on June Lockhart, but that's another story. Is she still alive? I think she is. What is she, about 98? Doesn't look a day over 95. All right. So anyway, so I'm with the woman, and she's got the coffee, and she's writing she told me she's writing her memoirs and all that. And she was gorgeous and cute and funny. And ladies, I have a question. Okay. And we'll get to the other shit later. Guys, if whoever is in here, relax. I'm not going anywhere for now. But when women are professed to state with authority that they don't necessarily care about a guy's looks, right? That, oh, yeah, of course, we want, you guys want whatever. But that you've always stated this, and I've heard this, agree or disagree. Well, we want more of his personality and his whatever. We like humor. We like this. And I don't do humor just to kiss ass to women. Well, it wouldn't be a bad idea. But so I meet this woman. I thought she was like, oh my God, she thought I was funny. And I don't do this in public, by the way. I'm very shy. No, but I have a different demeanor. You guys are thinking, well, you just go out and act like a complete asshole, or he's very animated, he's got the hands and all. No, I'm very, very quiet. And I ask questions. Sometimes I'll try to inject a little humor and all that. I'm not animated. Oh, he must be on something. That's another thing I get. But anyway, so I thought for sure, well, I shouldn't say this. I thought she'd call, say, hi, Rich, this is Alex. Remember me from Wednesday? And I mean, it was a really, talk about starting the day. It was mojo, and I got the good coffee. This woman made it great. I had the foam and all. Then it turned positively fucking depressing because I go home. I gave her the number, right? And then I turn on CNN, and we got the fucking depressing shit with the crazy guy, girl, whatever he is, in Minnesota shooting at a Catholic and all that. And I was fixated on that, as I normally am, because I just wanted to see, how it, whatever. And then Anderson Cooper with his, we're not going to, hi, this is Anderson Cooper. I'm not going to show the portrait of the killer or the shooter because we're not going to give him dignity. I'm not going to mention his name. Oh, come on, Anderson. Yeah, you're not going to mention their name. Meanwhile, your network is running fucking 20-minute ads all together on promos about breaking news and using Minnesota footage. Come on. I hate that shit. We're not going to give them dignity. Well, fucking walk off the set and say, you know what? This is disgusting. I'm not going back on the air until we have some kind of town hall. Or do this, speaking of town halls, Andy. And I like Anderson Cooper. I want to just say this. I said this the other day. Decent enough guy. Kind of, to me, overrated, but whatever. I don't care about his mother or the fact that he's gay. Who gives a rat's patoon? He's good. He's solid. 60 Minutes, which I don't get. They pay him $12 million a year, does CNN. And he's got like 15 watchers, right? He doesn't have great ratings. But anyway, but don't give me this. We're not going to show the identity. We're not going to show a portrait of the shooter. Yeah, wonderful. That's very, very poignant of you. But I digress. So what was I talking about? Help me. People are laughing, but I'm serious. Yeah. So, that happens. And by this time, I'm just totally depressed. And, you see this loop of these kids that are terrified as hell, and they're running, and parents are worried. They don't know the status of their children. Takes place in Minnesota, which, by the way, Jesus, Minneapolis, they've had some bad luck lately, huh? George Floyd. Then they burned down the police station, right? This is like 5 years ago. Then they had another shooting in America. Really? Boy, that's odd. A shooting the day before, and then they had this crazy shit on Wednesday. And, I that's what I do here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Thumbs up. Okay. Somebody just gave me, why are you acting disturbed? Or no, why are you, who's this? Is this another woman that's got why are you not liking and subscribing, folks? Go to, thank you, whoever that is. Is that Sulin, Susie, Sim, Subidu? Anyway, so I'll wrap it up in this regard, this aspect of my story. I ain't going anywhere yet. Not gonna go there. Wouldn't be prudent. Hey, by the way, do I not look like some? Remember the guy? I'm going to give you a little thing here, and I'll get back to Anderson Cooper. Do I not look like and sound like in a second? You guys heard of James Carville, right? The guy, the Louisiana guy, he worked for Bill Clinton, and all. They used to be on Meet the Press. James Carville. Okay, James Carville talking about anything. Well, fucking Democrats, they don't know what the hell they're doing, Tim. It's positively ugly. This is war. And Trump, yeah, he might be a son of a bitch, but he knows what the hell he's doing. And we Democrats, we don't know how to kick ass like the Republicans. And it's fucked up because this is war. That's James Carville. Do I get applause? Am I fucking great or what? Okay. James Carville. Look it up if you don't know. Kind of looked like him with the glasses and the scary head and all that. All right. What was that? Oh, yeah. So Anderson Cooper, and I mean, made my point about that. So I'm watching this shit, and it's Wednesday, and then I thought about my friend Alex. And boy, I miss her. Would you guys? And she's supposed to be watching, not now, but whenever. I told her when I'm on and all that, so she can see me and not have to report me to the various police and federal authorities. But what I was saying, I was trying to make a point, about the fact that women, you all say, and I agree with what you do. It's fine. I mean, if I didn't agree, who gives a shit, right? Well, we want somebody with personality. We don't necessarily need to have the Brad Pitt body. Yeah, my ass. Look, if I was gay, I would absolutely want to fuck Brad Pitt. I should have said, even if I'm not gay, which I'm a heterosexual. He's a gorgeous man. I know a lot of bullshit. You want a good body and all that. Anybody that would have anything to do with me would kind of be like a little pity party. But no. Look, I put myself down. Truth of the matter is this. Women, if you're desperate, you can reach me at 1-800-DESPERATE. If you like a Jewish man who is vulnerable, who has lived a full life, but has yet has had any kind of sexual tangibles of late, and who likes to drink cranberry juice in the nude, Rich is your man. You have to come out to California. You have to do it. Now I'm starting to sound like, De Niro. Got to come out. Wasn't right. Said too many things. I don't know. Okay. That was my version of De Niro. What was it? Taxi driver. Okay. By the way, what if Scarface was a stand-up comic? What would he sound like? 3, 2, 1. Scarface. My wife, she runs around the house. And when she runs around the house, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you, that's funny. Fuck you, I'm Tony Montana, fuck you, that's funny. You fuckers, fuck you, that's funny. And it is funny. Scarface, if he was a stand-up comic. See my hands? I swear to God, I don't know what this came about. This room is filling up. Oh, God. Okay. So where was I at? Yes, so I am available. But it's and I'm not trying. And I don't say that to be on the defensive. I am not trying to meet a woman. That requires lots of time and energy and aggravation. It's not worth it. And now women, a lot of you, those of you that are single, maybe you're going through a divorce and, you've given up hope and this, that, and the other. I agree. It's tough. And it's hard, but like meeting this woman the other day and all that. And the reason why I brought up the shit about, we like personality. We don't have to have the body and all that kind of a thing. So I've tried new things, ladies. Had my eyebrows clipped at more of a feverish pitch. I like the bald look because I don't like hair. I'm the only man on the planet who doesn't like hair, nor do I associate hair as being a youthful deal. I just don't like it. The only problem is, and I know women say, "Ooh, that's sexy, Rich." Not you women. You women are busy calling guards and saying, there's a man on YouTube. I think he's a 5150. Call the authorities. We interrupt this program to bring you Walter Cronkite live from heaven with a special announcement. Good evening. This is Walter Cronkite. No, it's not the fact that I'm up in heaven and sound like I have a stick put up my ass. We are hearing reports in the greater San Francisco, Oakland Bay area of a man positively 5150-ish. Authorities are looking for the man, have identified him on YouTube, and he is being investigated as we talk. I'm Walter Cronkite, and that's the way it is. From heaven, see you later, alligator. Okay. No, not like that. Quick impression of a mime having an orgasm, okay? A mime having an orgasm. Lieberman. Thank you. Quick impression of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. A quick impression of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Thank you. Yul Brenner doing a PSA urging you not to smoke. I'm Yul Brenner. I used to smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day. Don't smoke. I'm Yul Brenner. Don't smoke. Okay. 3 quick impressions. All right. Now I'm going to go to the room here. Let's go to the video. By the way, I used to talk to various news people when I was doing my radio job, right? And I got to meet Diane Sawyer. And those of you who know Diane Sawyer, she had on the other night, who was it? She did an interview with the woman, the wife of Bruce Willis, right? And anyway, so I just did. Let's go to the video. So if you could make that connection to what that has to do with Diane Sawyer, you will win a 6-pack of lovely Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches, with not just the vanilla, but the strawberry and the chocolate, and the best, in my opinion, is the vanilla. Okay. So I said Diane Sawyer, and then I just did an impression, which has nothing to do. Well, you'll see. Maybe you'll make the connection. Let's go to the video. All right. What do we got here? Jew. Oh, what is that? Hey, Jew. Who is this? That's Deanna, my future ex-wife. Hey, Bruce. It's somebody in the room that they're heckling. Are you able to go to? I don't know who that is. That's a reference to somebody that I have no knowledge of. Cop, Coup, Deanna, I still can't read that. The audio bird or something. Then we got Karen, Neapolitan ice cream, yummies. Or no, what is that? Scanning. Oh, for all. Well, if I could do it, I would do it. I would. I absolutely. I love all you people. I love you. I love you a lot. All right, I'm just going to come out and say it. Years ago, during the CBS morning when they were still shitty and number 3 in the ratings, right? There was a guy named Warner Wolf who did the sports out of New York. And he used to say a line, "Let's go to the video." And that was when Diane Sawyer was hosting, or the hostess and all that. And, they go to the video and he would make this kind of irreverent statement about said whatever on the video, right? And they have like a close up of Diane Sawyer. Speaking of great plays, Diane Sawyer. Come on. Anyway. All right. Another one. Don't go to YouTube or don't go to Google. Can somebody quickly, within 5 seconds, name me who is Diane Sawyer married to? Okay. And what is he known for? Let's see here. Bruce the Moose. Play rules, get a prenup. Flag rules. I don't get it. So if back to where I was getting into the whole thing about the woman I met. And by the way, the hell with this. I'm just going to say it. Mike Nichols is the guy, and he was a very famous Hollywood director. I think he did MASH, right? Okay. I'm looking around like I have a staff. Yeah, did he do MASH? Here's my staff. Anyway, so I met this woman, and she's not going to call. She's 39. She looks 23. I told her she's got, Woody Allen written all over her, and she was like really into that because you notice this, it's a true thing. Very beautiful women, are really wanting to do Woody Allen. Not anymore because he's like 98 and he's still with the wife, which I don't have any issue with that. They're together, so was his daughter. She wasn't a blood relative, for God's sake. What's her name? Hunan, Youngkey, Dinky, Winky. What's her name? Cookie, Ling Yi. They're together. I think they've had a couple of kids, right? Sun Yi. Yes. Right. Look, folks, he was married to not exactly a prized puppet in the room, Mia Farrow. And, he's no day at the beach either. I profess to be neutral on that. But it was, oh, God, what a disgusting perv. He married his daughter. First of all, it was his daughter-in-law. Okay, number one. Number two, look, she had no bloodline to him. They're together. They've had kids. So, I don't know. I know a lot of you women are like, oh, that disgusting person. Well, look, he's 98. He still plays the trumpet, whatever. He's not 98. I think he's close to 90, but whatever. All right, I'm going in here again. Anyway, women, I am available for the right price. And you could talk to me. Talk like you mean it. And, I'm look, there's nothing against the law. I'm actually advertising the fact that I'm available. And when you see me, when I'm dressed up and I'm shaven and I got my head straight, and, I'm actually a very, very hot guy. I really am. I'm beautiful. I do impressions. I'll fix you martinis, even a fake one, because I don't drink. So that's the thing, too, now. I don't drink. I know a lot of women, they chain smoke, or they don't. I don't. My luck, I always meet the ones, oh, you don't drink? I don't drink. I used to. And not because it's in the thing. I just don't like the taste of alcohol anymore. When you're older, you have little transgressions and things of that nature. But you know what I do? I do. When I do. It sounds like an old song by George Michael. Do. By the way, George Michael. Remember George Michael, right? He's dead now too. But he was in Wham, right? You guys remember Wham? I'm going to give you a little note here. Remember Wham? You can use this too. Wham was not their first choice. Remember they had the big name Wham. They had two other choices. It was Bam and Thank You, Ma'am. Rex Reed with an impression on Rich's last joke. That was positively wasteful, disgusting, and quite frankly, very, very unlubricant. Speaking of which, I'm going to meet my friend named Bert at the Love Lounge in the Manhattan area. I gotta go. I'm Rex Reed. Enough of that. Enough of that. Oh, all right, who we got here? Let's White Claw. Oh, White Claw. Oh, that's the shit. It's non-alcoholic. It was like $5 or something. I know about White Claw. I wouldn't go there. Bruce the Moose. Bruce, I want to know what you do. And I'm not coming on to you because I love women, men. I don't get that. But look, I have no issue with homosexuality, heterosexuality. If you want to make love to a cow, stay the hell out of my life. You can do what you want to do, okay? We're too concentrated and, all the shit, anyway. But Bruce, you seem like an interesting guy. And I'm not looking, like you could just kind of tell me. And apparently very, very popular. There's Janet. Oh, Janet sent me some money. Janet, I love you and I'm willing to prove it. Let's see. Peach, schnapps, and pot here. Oh, boy. Pot. I'm the only guy, too, in the world. Tried it once, didn't like it. And probably the best situation ensued because you know what? The smell of marijuana smoke makes me nauseous. So like I always said that with conviction, nauseous. So thanks. And I hope that you get lots of schnapps and pot. Let's see here. Where's Jan and Laura? Did they leave? No, Jan and Laura right now are taking a hot tub with various rejects of the Arizona YMCA. And Laura just came out and said, I like you, Treasure. That's his name. Want to go to disco with me later, Treasure? I'm making that up. Look, at this point, you have to joke about it, right? Preferably funny jokes, but no, she's not in a hot tub with Jan. I here I am saying I feel sorry, which I do, but folks, sometimes you have to attempt humor in something as so thoroughly fucked up as this. By the way, somebody gave me shit the other day. Who was it? It was in one of those fucked up rooms because I explained what FUBAR was, the acronym, and I think that's the right term. I'm like saying to him, he's like, we all know what FUBAR is. You had to explain it to us. Like, fuck you, asshole. Not everybody knows what FUBAR is. And those of you who don't, it's called fucked up beyond all recognition. I just said it innocuously, that kind of a thing. So, to the guy that gave me shit, who has nothing better to do than to come on a channel in the middle of the night and give me shit. Oh, God. Wasn't tonight. It was recent. So now you know what FUBAR is, those of you that didn't know. Coco the Clown. Let's see. Critical true crime. I bet you were a great manager, very diplomatic. Well, you're not talking to me. You're talking to somebody else. Okay. No, I was a disturbed individual. Is it time to do my Keith Morrison? I'm Keith Morrison, and welcome to NBC Dateline. Tonight we're going to talk to Jimmy Devine. Jimmy had a bad day at the office, came home and took it out on his parents. Little did they know that their son would take an axe, a picket axe, and hit him in the eyes, kill him. We got a great chance to go interview Jimmy. And we sat down with him. I'm going to give you a little reenactment of just what Jimmy had to say. Jimmy, why'd you overreact and take that picket axe out and kill your mother and your father? Don't you think you kind of overreacted, Jimmy? No, I just got angry. I was kind of having a bad day. So you decided to take it out on your parents and get a pickaxe and poke their eyes out. That's about it. And then what else did you do, Jimmy? Well, I cut my father in half and threw half of his body in the refrigerator. Yeah. All right, enough. That's my Keith Morrison. Those of you who don't know who Keith Morrison is, look up NBC Dateline. Let's see. Foobar means fuck. Yeah, I know. I just said that, Bruce. I just said that. All right. So, what do you guys want me to do? Have I kind of, worn out my welcome? Do you want to? You know what? I'm going to be very, very honest with you. Okay, as if I haven't been already. The Laura and the Ron thing. What I would suggest you guys do, though, some of you missed the earlier broadcast, and I basically had it out, and I called out the media here, and I put two and two together, and I think somebody's up to no good. So you can watch that. You can watch this. I need a break. I do. I need to get some water. I need to go watch the latest episode on Channel 89 about men who take care of their toes and feet and who put lotion on themselves. Just kidding. Just kidding. Women. Okay. Yeah. So let me give out my code of conduct shit. First of all, become a subscriber to my channel. Okay, that's first and foremost. Otherwise, I'm gonna get angry. And we're gonna try to do something like this not every other. That would be exhaustive. You see why women leave me or don't even have anything to do with me, because I'm very shy. But no, I'm gonna take a break. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I won't. Look on my Twitter at Rich415Media. And I'll put out an announcement. If you don't see anything, then I ain't coming back. Because I need water. I need water. Those of you, I was choking earlier. I thought it was really weird. And if you want to call me or comment, especially women who are desperate, I will talk to you. Area code 415-999. 4454. You can text, you can call, and I will talk to you. And if you have an emotional problem, if you're seeking a man who has teeth, good credit, little stylishly, shall we say, flawed and otherwise, I'm here to get your phone ready. Email rich.lieberman, Lieberman @gmail.com. Some of my likes, the Stones, Taylor Swift about 5 years ago, because you need to calm down. Need to calm down. It's the only song I like. The other shit, I don't get. I know you women are really into her. She's this. Yeah, let's give her more money. $55 million for the ring. Yeah, let's order that online. Can I make payments? I'll put $5 down. Do you accept financing for 100 years? Okay, enough about that. So, how good? Oh, somebody's asking me, am I good? Oh, Lori. That's Deanna. Is that the woman who likes schnapps and dope, peach schnapps? So anyway, why am I getting? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jerry Lewis, and even though I've been expired for 3 years, I'm still going to talk because it's that time of the year. Remember, I used to come on and talk with Dean when I made up with him, and I have my little telethon tomorrow night in Vegas, where women used to come up to me, and I'd tell them, not only was I big and famous, but you ought to see me in bed. One weird motherfucker, by the way, Jerry Lewis. Holy shit. You really want to seek that out? Go online, speaking of movies, look up that movie, King of Comedy. Whoa. But as advertised, that's truly who he is and was. What else we got here? Thanks, Rich. You rock and roll. Well, Bruce, the Moose. Put your money where your mouth is. Or as Larry King would say, Bruce the Moose. What do we know? What do we know about Bruce the Moose? He seems like a nice man. Do you have cash? This is Larry King. We're going to go out to Open Phone America, Schenectady, New York. Hello, what's your question? Yeah, Larry. I'm by myself right now. No shit, sir. What's your question? Get to the point. I'm Larry King. Yeah, Larry, I think that the Jews run the media. And how do you think Carney Lansford's gonna bat next year? Sir, are you alone? Let me guess. Yes, you are. Low and broke, Iowa. Larry King live. Hello. Okay, so that's my Larry King. Okay. Or the Larry King live. All right. For real. Okay. So area code 415-999-4454 if you want to text. And I think, God willing, I'm gonna do a live interactive show like this. But folks, I have no voice left. Okay. So do me a favor. Send cash. Okay. And just hang out on my channel. Or if you're, going to go make love or watch something, maybe a movie or something. Tell your friends, your enemies, your priest, your rabbi, your lawyer, your doctor, your plumber about Rich. And I'm the biggest thing on this channel right now. So I feel very honored. Honored. I feel very honored. This is Andy Rooney. Why do they call him a pervert? Okay, enough about that. So anyway, yeah, stay in touch. I know a lot of you are asking me to read the documents today with Laura and all. Look, I'm just going to say it, not on the record yet. I think seriously, there's some issues there. And I think that they're up to no good. I don't know for sure, but all the money and the GoFundMe and the silence and mystery and all that shit. And so if you're asking me, you're going to put a gun to my head and say something about, I said as much in an earlier broadcast. Okay. But that was then and this is now. I'm tired. And I feel like I'm going to fall. I'm falling and I can't get up. That's going to be me in like 5 years. I'll be that. Oh, I'm falling and I can't get up. Okay. So enough about me. Some of you think I'm hysterical. Some of you can't stand me. There's very little in between. But, oh yeah, my email address is rich.lieberman. Why am I talking? Lieberman. Lieberman @gmail.com. You could just do a simple Google search and you'll find me. If you can't, for some one other reason, find me via email. You can contact me via my text phone or my actual phone. Women who want to call me, I promise you I will not do any heavy breathing unless it gets, Rich, when I was 24, I used to wear pumps. To which I would say, yeah, I met you at that bar. I walked in, I said, my Dennis Miller. I said, there's more pumps in here than a Shell station. Thank you. Remember Dennis Miller? He used to have an act and now has gone the way of Jimmy Hoffa and is in the witness protection program. Yeah, I think he's still alive, Jimmy Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa to a white courtesy telephone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Newark Airport. There are no flight delays tonight. You will be on your airplane and having shitty cocktail food that you paid $40 more for. Please, let's give a nice round of applause for one of the most dignified, most incredibly funny, perhaps not, shows put on by the one and only Rich Lieberman on YouTube, who isn't done yet, but is about to be expiring. Rich used to be a fan of the Ed Sullivan Show. For example, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ed Sullivan Theater. I am Ed Sullivan, and before I introduce my major act, we have live little Toto Gijo. Toto. Okay, back to me. I'm Ed Sullivan. Ladies and gentlemen, straight out of Liverpool, give it up for the Beatles. Yeah. Ah! Those are the women screaming from the audience. See, folks, I'm very shy. And this is what happens, like I said, when your parents breathe airplane glue. You get rich. And Peter Brady and the Bradys. Sha la 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 la. Sha la 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 la. Oh, shut up. Okay. So I may be back. You may be right. You may be crazy. So I'm doing my musical interlude now. That was Billy Joel. And then there's They called you Lady Luck. There is no room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me. The pickings have been lush. Okay, Sinatra. Okay, and I do sing very well. Okay. Picture, if you will, a program caught in entire anxieties, fraught with anxiety. You are now in the twilight zone. Speaking of 60 Minutes, you know why Jewish women, old Jewish moms and women like 60 Minutes? They have a lot in common, like, okay, all right. So 415-999-4454. I'm looking to meet a woman, have some basic animalistic sex, and then we'll have a big wedding announcement. We'll go on CNN. I'll call Taylor. I'll call Travis Kelce, and I'll get you not a $55 million ring, but I will get you something very special. And you can tell me, Rich, I love you. Be like the Summer of 42 movie. Remember that? Although I'm older, and there is no Jennifer O'Neill out there, but who knows? All right, so can I get a round of applause, even though I can't hear any of you? Here's something. Here's Ann Weather, whatever. I can't read that because it's very, very small. Is that Ann? Rich, let's see. Remember when Marilyn married Joe DiMaggio? Of course. I was a fetus, but I do remember that. That's what Taylor Swift's engaged. Oh, yeah, I know. No. She's a very, very well business savvy, good singer, better than good. And no, because, yeah, I know about Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio, but you didn't have, with all due respect, Ann, you didn't have the blurbs and the constant, and we weren't in the middle of perhaps wars and turbulence and all the shit that we're dealing with. Respectfully disagree, but I know that's a good analogy. Let's see. It's just, I know. And other people not telling me out. Yeah, I know. Saying that, and women will shoot me because, oh God, he's ripping into Taylor Swift. I'm not. She's a fucking industry. What, $5 billion? She pays her bandmates $100,000, and buys them toothpaste off the Beverly Hills Whole Foods shit. Okay, I love her. Rich, scroll up. Oh, is this? Oh, because are you? Well, look, just do this. Is this what's her name? Deanne. Is this the woman that likes the schnapps? I'll scroll up. Just Deanne, just give me a call. 415-999-4454, and we'll talk. And I'll go, oh, really? Just call me. 415-999-4454. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. So anyway, I don't know by the way, and I'm not being schmaltzy, folks. I want to thank you. I'm being serious now for a change. You guys, you come to my channel. You have made me what I am right now. And yes, I appreciate the enthusiasm. I don't do this for a living. I've been trying, not really trying. I haven't, I can go on stage though. I'm not afraid of cameras or of microphones, large crowds. When I was at a penitentiary in San Quentin, I used to frequently interact with the guards, and they would tell me, get out of my way, you fucker, we'll kill you. No, I'm joking. I've never been in a penitentiary. Could have been, but no. So, if you like this, and you're sick if you do like this shit, I will be back. I got to get water. And I got to take my future ex-wife call. Diana, the hummingbird, whatever the hell it is. You got a cute little picture there, Diana. And I know some of you use pictures from like 20 years ago. Me? I'm live and direct. You are live. Let's do it live. We got to do it live. Remember that guy? What an asshole he is. What a fucking putz. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Got to do it live. You fuck you. Speaking of perverts, you 74-year-old perv. Yeah, why don't you go fucking harass another intern at Fox? That's why they got rid of you, Bill. I know he's got $8 gazillion and he writes books and he goes on Hannity. There's another one with the 21-year-old wife and he's about 60. Hannity. I'm sure she loves you, Sean. I'm sure it was all about the body and nothing about your. Anyway, okay. See, I digress and I get all wound up and shit. I got to take it easy. I'm going to lay down, drink some water, and wait for my lovely, not Pam. Oh, Pam, are you flirting again? No, Pam Arnold, Rich. I know Pam. Pam is like, honey, I met this guy, Rich, and I love you. I told him that I was very married. He wasn't like asking me out or anything, but honey, if you were to have some sudden accident, can I call Rich and at least be a backup? Okay. Diana, okay, I will call you. I'll push. And by the way, you're not going to get a ring, Diana. You're going to get, I have this fucked up iPhone where it goes straight. I don't know what it is. Suddenly I don't get the ring. I don't know. It's a fucking weird thing and all that. So just put your number there or your whatever, text me, and then I'll call you. And, turns out Diana will be, I didn't tell you I look like Granny. Now let me tell you about a story of a man named Jim. Okay. So folks, like me, hate me, but just subscribe, okay? Because I'm new at this shit. And if look, I'm just trying to be funny, but not ha funny, like I amuse you funny. I'm just being me, which is tragic, I know. But take these off. And but I appreciate all of you coming here and partaking. I mean, I know the tickets were high, and I know that I'm a beautiful man and all that, but still. So I will be back. And again, if you go to my social media, Twitter, I always plug when I'm going to be coming on, and I'll be giving you some opinions, maybe some news about my feelings once again about topic A, which is Laura Owens and Ron and Jan and GoFundMe and all that shit. Okay. Lastly, like me, subscribe to my channel here. Let the assholes of the world who really are not that talented. I'm not saying I'm talented. I'm saying I'm me. I'm genuine. But these people that go on these like YouTube and they're like on the toilet or they're acting crazy or they put, fucking like chalk marks on their face and they've got like 5 million hits. God bless them. I just do a little show. I don't have an elaborate background, as I've said. I don't have graphics. If anybody out there is computer inclined, I just have me, myself, and I, and very little family. Most of my family's in New York, and they've called on, me to stay away from them. No, I just don't, we don't talk that much because I'm very complex and all that. So, all right, I'm going to be back. Maybe look up Brand X, Twitter, at Rich415 Media. I gave you my phone number, 415-999-4454. And email rich.lieberman@gmail.com. And also, I'd like a comment on the 5 o'clock shadow look. You like that? I don't. Tomorrow, straight to the barber, who is open on Sunday. That's why I like them. And I don't. This does. Maybe it looks hot. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe it doesn't. Who cares? So I'll see you, if not tonight, folks, probably Monday to wrap up the holiday. Again, I really appreciate you coming here to be serious for a moment. And I appreciate all your feedback, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. It means you care if you're here, right? And yes, donations are accepted because you guys are my advertisers. I don't go out looking for ads. Can you imagine somebody advertising? Well, yeah, we're Burger King. We want to be with you because you sizzle. Anyway, ads are me. No, they're you. And you kill me or you make me or break me. You are my sponsors. So I thank those of you who have contributed. And we will see you later, alligator. Take care.